Okay, good morning. So last night we went into town, had some dinner, picked up a few groceries, hung out with our new boat friends. It was a great night.
Cool bar.
Yeah, really cool bar actually.
Did you take any video of the bar?
Just a little bit. It was just it was a small little place, but it was just really cool. Music was great. Food was fantastic. We ate snacks there. Went to the grocery store, came back, ate dinner there.
Yeah.
So it was really cool. And I meant to check to see if they had Wi-Fi because I could use their Wi-Fi. I've already used up all my high speed hotspot data. But anyway, another story. So we're back on the engine. So if you remember over the trip here, we had problems with our engine overheating at 2100 RPMs, which is new. That usually happens around 2,500 RPMs.
Yeah, over 25 it overheated, which it still shouldn't do.
Yeah.
But something changed. It's getting worse.
Yeah.
So we had to slow way down. We made it here, but several hours later than our buddy boats.
Yeah. It happened while they were kind of pulling away from us. We were in some pretty turbulent water, not really heavy winds or anything, but...
yeah, we think there was a lot of current, too.
Yeah, and they were kind of pulling away. I was on watch, and I increased the RPMs a little bit. Like I said, but to about 2,100, maybe 22. And a couple minutes later, alarms are going off everywhere. I'm like freaking out. So anyway, we're working on this. AJ is pulling the engine. What is that part called?
Right now, the heat exchanger.
The heat exchanger. I'm going to turn it around and let him tell you what's going on. Okay, so he's pulling what apart now?
Right now, I'm pulling the heat exchanger apart. I've already pulled, let's see, I checked the sea strainer. That's clear, no debris in there. Then I pulled the impeller to check the impeller. Maybe that had some fins or something broken on it, but I replaced it right before we left for the Bahamas, and it's still in brand new condition, so that's fine. So the next thing in my head was the heat exchanger. I did pull the end caps off last time I was checking stuff, and I didn't see anything obvious, so I just assumed it was okay.
Yeah, this was back when we were in the marina, right?
Marina,
and we were doing some work on trying to figure out what was going on with the engine.
So that seemed okay. I ran barnacle buster through the engine, and that didn't change anything. So it's always in the back of my head, we still have a problem, but it's been like that since for about a year, and we haven't had. It hasn't been a serious issue, but on this passage, it started getting worse. So the next thing in my head was to check the heat exchanger more thoroughly. So I pulled the end caps off of both ends, and I am rotting out each individual tube, and I'll show you what's going on with that. All right, so let's see. I had to reclaim all of my antifreeze, so that's all the coolant in the engine, which I reclaimed, and I will reuse. I lost very little of it, so that's good. Let me turn on my headlight here. So here's the end caps for the heat exchanger. They don't look awful. There is some debris or calcification or something, so that was a hopeful sign. I'm hoping to find a bunch of crap inside the tubes when I rot it out, because that would be a definite sign or reason why the engine's overheating. There's the thermostat and the impeller. The impeller looks good. No problems at all. All right, so this is the heat exchanger, and I pulled the end caps off each end. Hold on, let me sit down here. So all those little holes, water runs through there, and from the engine, and is cooled off by the coolant circulating in this big rectangular square thing. So what I'm doing is I'm sticking a rod, or actually a piece of wire, and a little brush, which I'll show you that, through each one of these holes. I took the flashlight and I stuck it here, and looking through the other end of the heat exchanger to see if I saw a light coming through, which I should, if the holes are clear. And I did on most of them, but some I didn't. So I thought that may, another sign that maybe some of the tubes are clogged. But it still had some water in there, so maybe that's why the light wasn't shining through. I've already done about half of it and have not seen a good reason or anything clogging or concerning, so that kind of sucks.
Yeah, that's disappointing.
What I'm doing is I got this wire, and which I'm feeding through the tube, and I also have these little wire brushes that were on the boat, and so I'm sticking it through end and pulling it and moving this back and forth inside the tube just to loosen up anything, any gunk or whatever. And so far, pulling it out the other side, I haven't seen anything at all. So I'm going to do a couple of them. You can see on camera what I'm doing. Do this side, and then we'll show them on the other side. And as I stopped and was videoing this, I forgot what hole.
Okay.
All right. It was on row 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. I'll just start at 3. So I don't remember which one I stopped on. So I'm feeding that through. It's coming out the other end, and then I'm pulling the brush through. Hold on, get it lined up. And then I'm doing this in and out all the way through it, and hoping to see some debris coming out the other side, which I haven't yet. On one I have, but I'm not done yet. I'm about halfway done. So that was 4, 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's do the 4th hole, and you can do the other video, the other side. Right? All right. So sticking the wire through. You can see it comes out the other end. And once I get the brush in the hole, I'm moving it. This one's struggling a little bit to go back, so
maybe there's stuff in it.
Maybe there's stuff in this one.
Got that brush attached well, right?
Yes.
It'll come loose in there.
Yeah, that was a concern. I did several wraps around it, so it can't come undone inside the exchanger, because that would suck.
Yeah.
All right, let me straighten this out. Do it again.
You're doing the same hole?
Yeah, I forgot what hole I was on again.
Because it was kind of tough to get it through.
4, 1, 2, 3. I think it was. I don't remember. I'll start it. 4. All right, 4. Remember that hole.
4.
Row 4, hole 4. It might that I had the wire kinked.
Yeah.
Nothing. All right, so that's basically what I'm doing for every single hole in there. And like I said, hopefully I'll find a few of these tubes that are clogged. But so far,
seems like you'd have to have more than just a few to create the problem.
That's what I would think too. But.
All right, we'll keep you posted on how this is going. There's to me, there's nothing scarier than taking apart the engine on the boat. I don't know. I just feel like it opens up so many more opportunities for other problems. But
yeah, that's with boats. Usually break something else as you're fixing something. So.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll see how it goes. We'll keep you posted. Okay. So quick update.
I routed out all of the tubes on the heat exchanger, and there was no aha moment that, yeah, that's clogged, this is what it is. So phoning a friend, I've got Stargazer and Felina. They're both coming over to just give their opinions, put their eyeballs on it, and see what the next likely step may be. My dad had a good suggestion, maybe check the temperature sensor. It may not actually be overheating. that's a good possibility. I don't know how to check it yet. I got to research it. I found the temperature sensor, but I don't know how to test it yet to see if it's actually functioning or functioning within specs. So the next thing that's in line with the engine cooling is possibly the oil cooler, which sounds messy because you know, the engine flows, or the engine oil flows through there also. So that could be quite a mess, and I think it's hard to get to. I haven't actually laid eyeballs on the oil cooler recently, so. But I know when I had somebody else over a long time ago look at it, he said, yeah, the engine cooler is hard to do. So anyway, or the oil cooler. But we'll see. Have my friends over here and get their opinions and see what the next likely step is.
All right.
So in the meantime, I'm going to be trying to figure out how to check to see if the temperature sensor is functioning. So anyway, we'll give you an update.
All right. Wish us luck.